So my today's topic is excess demand. Excess demand. So my previous topic was what was deficient demand, and now this is excess demand. So excess demand means for full employment, equilibrium level, if aggregate demand is greater than aggregate supply, is called excess demand. So it is excess. So excess of what? Excess of over full employment equilibrium. So if you already get full employment, so beyond the full employment level, the difference, that will be called as excess demand. So when there is an excess demand in the economy, so what will be the impact of excess demand? So now look the impact of excess demand. So impact of excess demand, first to be explained on effect on output or production. So if you have excess demand, but excess demand case, you have already achieved full employment level. Listen carefully, because in excess demand, full employment already achieved. So if you have already achieved full employment, that means all the available resources are already employed. No one is unemployed beside the person who don't want to work. So if already the available resources are getting work, that means there is no possibility to increase the production. So here the output cannot be increased. So output and production remains constant. There is no effect on output because all economy has already achieved full employment level. Next one, effect on employment. So effect on employment. So as this is the same concept, we have already given to all the people employment. It means there is no one who is unemployed. So to whom we will give more job? So there is no opportunity to give more further employment level. So there is no effect on employment because we have already achieved full employment level. It's the same reason here. And the next one is general price level. So price level will increase. Price increases because we have already achieved full employment level and all the people production capacity cannot be increased. So if there is an excess demand, in that case people will be ready to buy more at higher price. So price level will increase. This is the impact of excess demand. Now look the diagram for this. This is the most important diagram to be explained for excess demand. On here you will write level of income and employment. And here total expenditure on AD or AS. So first of all, draw the equilibrium level. So for these kind of questions, you should be know that equilibrium level is a condition where aggregate demand is equals to aggregate supply. So draw this equilibrium level. So this is aggregate supply or level of income, and this is AD. AD you know, C plus I. So this is the equilibrium. Suppose at M point, this is full employment equilibrium level. Let's say full employment equilibrium level. So we have assumed that this is full employment equilibrium level. So at this level, this M level, all the people are getting employed who wants to work. Only voluntary unemployment, only voluntary unemployment can be possible. Otherwise, all the people who want to work and able to work at prevailing wage rate, they are already getting work. So this is the equilibrium level. Now let's say this is the E point. Now, if at this full employment level, your aggregate demand increases, or you can say higher than the previous one. This is AD1. So the excess over the full employment level. So this is the full employment level. Look now where I'm drawing a line. So look, this is the above area. This is the above area. Look, E to F. And this distance is called, this gap is also you can be called as excess demand. This is excess demand. So over the full employment level, AD is greater than AS. So AS level is down there, and AD, this is AD. So excess of this is called excess demand. Now, this is also known as inflationary gap. Inflationary gap. So inflationary gap is a measurement of excess demand in the economy. So this is full employment. Then another you can see, this is here at this level, AD is equals to AS. So what you will call this? This equilibrium is called over employment equilibrium. This is over employment equilibrium. So what you know now, what are the reasons for this, that inflationary demand or inflationary gap arises? So now causes of excess demand or widening the inflation gap. So what are the causes? Why AD is greater than AS at full employment? Full employment. So when we already get full employment, then why AD is increasing? So AD is increasing because increase in propensity to consume. Propensity to consume. I have told you that propensity to consume is of two category, that is APC and MPC. So if that will increase, it means your AD is increasing, because that depends on the consumption level. And the second one is decrease in taxes. So if government decreases taxes, then the disposable income of the common people will increase. The third point is increase in government expenditure. Increase in government expenditure. If government increases expenditure, if government increases expenditures, in that case, consumption increases and investment also increases. So AD will also rise. And the fourth point is increase in investment. If producers increases investment, in that case AD will increase, because you know that AD is equals to C plus I. So either C or consumption. If any of these increases, that means aggregate demand is increasing. So if investment increases, that means excess demand will also increase. And the next point can be possible for decrease in imports. If import of a country decreases, that means your aggregate demand will increase due to higher international prices. And the next one is increase in exports, and vice versa case for this. So if AD increases, because consumption in rest of the world of your goods increases, so that's why export increases, aggregate demand can also increase. So these may be the causes for your excess demand. So excess demand, and the basic reason for excess demand and excess deficit demand that I have told you. Now look the both simultaneously. In the last class I told you sorry, I told you deficient demand. Deficient demand. Today I explained excess demand. So look, what the basic reason is that you will have to write first point for full employment equilibrium level. This is mandatory sentence. So for full employment equilibrium level, if AD is less than AS, is called deficient demand. And here if AD is greater than AS, but this sentence should be same for full employment level, then AD is greater than AS is called excess demand. So in deficient demand, so in deficient demand, it leads to deflationary gap. So it leads to deflationary gap. It leads to deflationary gap. Deflationary gap. And this leads to inflationary gap. Here equilibrium level sets before full employment equilibrium level. Full employment equilibrium level. Point to be noted, listen carefully. Here equilibrium, equilibrium and full employment both are different thing. Point to be noted, equilibrium and full employment are not the same concept. Equilibrium can be possible when AD is equals to AS, but full employment is only where AD equals to AS and there is no unemployment. So here full employment sets before, equilibrium level sets before full employment level, and here after. In this case, equilibrium level sets after the full employment level. And next one, I told you the effects. So effects on price, general price level, you can say, output and employment. Price, output, employment all decreases in case of deficit demand. But here price tends to increase. Price level increases, but output and employment both remains constant. So this is the basic concept that effects. And the next one here, involuntary unemployment can be possible. Here voluntary unemployment can be possible. So involuntary and voluntary, you should know. And this is now, next one is, you can also write causes. So I have explained. Causes you can see in my previous topic. The causes for both I have explained in detail also. So causes, this is so diagram plus, you can also draw diagram. So this is deficit demand and excess demand. So my concept is clear for both the concept.